yes, and well, go ahead and trust those wolves in fancy clothes. Let them tell you what you think you need to know. Some say you get what you thank for, others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you play? Some people say that you get what you deserve, others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, watch out your man on how he lives. So go ahead and turn on the morning news. Drink your coffee and eat your everything bagel too. Oh yes, and make sure you let them tell you who to hate today. It's gonna change tomorrow anyway. Some say you get what you think for, others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you bleed? Some people say that you get what you deserve, others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, or watch out your man on how he lives. You can have faith in God, but that don't mean the goddamn thing. You don't give a damn about one another. And I don't care much for religion, but I know we got to look out for our brothers and sisters. Some say you get what you pay for, and others say you get what you need. But if you ain't got shit to stand for, then why the hell do you bleed? Some people say that you get what you deserve, and others say you get what you get. But if it don't break your leg or pick your pocket, watch out your man on how he lives. So go ahead, turn on the evening news. Let them spoon feed lies to you.
Hey everybody, how's it going out there? Welcome to the Happy Half Hour with Jonathan Fleissner and Albert Deleon. Hope y'all can hear us okay as you're tuning in. Albert, I'm posting it everywhere. Why don't you explain to me what you got going on this week?
Just getting ready for the baby as usual.
Go into some detail while I post this everywhere about what your week's been looking like, getting ready for the baby.
Let's see. Got the what did we do that was new with the baby? Well, I can't drink right now because the baby could be born at any moment.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Then
So sobriety.
yeah, that's what's going on. What else? No, I don't think there's anything new. I wanted to think of something that I might have built or like bought for the baby.
Right.
But I don't think there was anything. I think we kind of pretty much have it all covered at this point.
Got all the
So
shit
now we're
ready
just
to
in the
go.
waiting game. Yeah.
When was the last time you got to have a drink?
When was the last time I had one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It might have been when we did the I think it was when we did the Instagram live.
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So that was a good one.
I think.
And that didn't.
Yeah, I think.
And that got all fucked up for all of y'all out there. We do an Instagram show on Sunday for John. John's tuned in, but we do an Instagram show, Booze and News Reviews, and that's on Sundays usually 8 p.m. Trying to get that on 8 p.m. But yeah, last week we did it. It was a great show, Albert, but we weren't able to post it because Instagram cock blocked us. And now that shit is gone. I realized it's just gone now. Just disappeared. So we got another good one though coming up. Hopefully this Sunday, providing that the baby doesn't, come in at any time. Is she ready to have the baby now? She's fucking ready.
Oh.
All right.
Very ready.
Well, cool, man. Well, let's get into some news, baby. I'm hungover as fuck today. I drank way too much last night talking to my friend, and yeah. So this is a little bit of Crown Royal and my Coke, and getting back on that horse. Today, Albert, we're going to be talking about some fun news stuff, of course. Particularly, we're going to start out with Georgia. John's in Georgia. He's in Atlanta right now. So he knows all about the fuckery that's going on down there in the mad state of Georgia. But let's see. In Georgia, as you know, Albert, Trump pushed all this fucking stop the steal nonsense, during the election.
Yeah.
And he even called up the governor there, and he was like, find me some votes. Just find me whatever, 20,000 more votes. Just find them. And it really pushed this fucking crazy narrative to where a bunch of people ended up not going to vote, Albert, because they thought, well, my vote it's not even going to count, or it won't be secure, right? And essentially, that cost him the state of Georgia, and also it cost essentially as well the Senate race, and that's why the two senators won, the Democratic senators. Really, because I think if Donald Trump would have pushed the vote by mail narrative that it's safe and that boomers should do it, I think he would have won. And I think the Republicans would have won the Senate instead of spreading all this stop the steal bullshit. But anyway, because they lost. And then they realized, well, fuck, we can't lose again, right, next time. So they're doing all of this fucking voter suppression tactics, which we've been kind of talking about on the show. They're passing all this legislation,
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's, I don't know. I think it's I understand what they're trying to do, but to me, it's sort of pointless. For one thing, Trump fucking lost. So it's like, let's fix it now. Well, you can fix it now, but it's still over.
Well, the way to win, the way to fix it would really be, why don't you come up with an idea, a strategy, some policies that will win over more voters? Why is it that you're going to go and do voter suppression because you don't think you can win in like a fair election?
Yeah. A lot of this just seems weird, and like there's something going on that it sounds fucked up. It just doesn't sound.
Well, no, it's because they're fucking trying to they don't want black people, they especially don't want black people to come out and vote in large numbers because then they're afraid they're going to lose. Instead of coming up with policies, right, that would maybe appeal to more African American and black voters, right?
Right. But they don't want to do that because they don't give a fuck about brown people.
Yeah, they're fucking racist as shit. They don't want to do that, right?
It's a racist ass state.
Well, and also
they're just
they don't care about poor people, regardless of color. They don't care about white poor people either.
They should just rename the state. We only care about rich white people.
Hey, Clark tuned in. Good to see you, Clark. Yeah, they should just rename Georgia. We just care about rich white people. What's interesting about the whole debate to me, Albert, I think, is that so you have the governor who's pushed all of these voter suppression bills, legislation, right? Kemp, and that people are calling it Jim Crow 2.0, right? And we were calling it Kemp Crow, but it is obvious a ploy to suppress poor immigrants and people of color votes in the state, right? And then because of all of this shit, right? Well, the MLB, right, had the All-Star game there, and that ended up because of the backlash, right, of on Twitter, because people were pissed off that the MLB, Delta, and Coca-Cola had given a bunch of money, apparently, in campaigns and lobbied to a lot of Republicans, you know what I mean, who pushed for this kind of legislation. And these are the big businesses there in Georgia, right? And so what they did is they basically said, oh, well, you know, because of the outcry on Twitter, we're going to virtue signal, and we're going to pull out of the All-Star game out of Georgia, right?
Yeah.
But think about this. Who does that hurt? Does that hurt rich Republicans, or does that hurt the poor African American communities that make money off of like the fucking games and shit? The workers that have to go work there.
Yep. Poor African communities.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just more racist, dumb bullshit. Yet again,
yeah. And I just think that it's one of those things where, you know, Trump called. He goes like, well, we need to boycott Coca-Cola, right? This is also the motherfucker that had a button in the White House that was just for Diet Coke. That's how much this motherfucker loves Coca-Cola, right?
It's his favorite drink.
And he's like, we gotta boycott Coca-Cola and shit. And on the one hand, that's hilarious because just a week ago they were crying about cancel culture. So at the same time they're crying about fucking cancel culture, they're talking about boycotting and canceling fucking MLB and shit, Major League Baseball. Right. But what's really just interesting to me about it, right, is that the companies that are trying to be fake woke, like Coca-Cola and MLB, oh, we're going to pull the All-Star game. All that shit does is hurt the community, which is marginally and largely people of color.
Right. Yeah.
So the wokeness does absolutely nothing good for those people.
Yeah, no, I mean, huge companies that are worth billions of dollars trying to be fucking woke. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Dude, it sucks. And Mitch McConnell, so did you hear? I'm going to play a clip. We got some people tuning in, asking some questions. Frank tuned in, and Clark tuned in. Clark wants to talk about Deshaun Watson. Unfortunately, I don't know jack shit about Deshaun Watson, so we can't talk about him. I don't watch football, really. And I don't know what a Pepsi challenge is, but I'm down.
That's where you drink Coca-Cola and Pepsi and you say which one you like more. I think that's what it is.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is. I think.
Well, I might be down for that. I mean, that sounds easy enough. Like it's like a blind taste testing type thing, right?
Yeah. I think you're blindfolded.
All right. Well, I'm gonna play this clip from our favorite lizard-looking motherfucker, Mitch McConnell, of his response to the fucking corporations, Albert. Mitch McConnell is super mad at corporations now after giving them tax cuts for 40 fucking years and doing everything that he could do to help them out. Let's hear what he had to say. Oh, wait, is this the right fucking thing? The wrong goddamn video. Go back. Go back over here.
Georgia. They couldn't have games in St. Louis.
I gotta enable it for you because you can't hear it, right, Albert?
Right.
God damn, I forget. I gotta do the screen sharing. Wait a second. 1 second. Bop, bop, ba-da, bop. Where the fuck is it? Audio video settings. And share screen. Fucking hell. There we go. Share screen. Share computer sound. Yep. And start sharing. Okay, now you should be able to hear. Ready, Albert?
Let's do it.
Restrictive.
You hear it now?
Yeah.
Voter law than Georgia, than the new Georgia law. What are they going to do about the Mets and the Yankees? New York has a more restrictive voter participation law than the new Georgia law. Where does it end? So my warning, if you will, to corporate America is to stay out of politics. It's not what you're designed for. And don't be intimidated by the left into taking up causes that put you right in the middle of one of America's greatest political debates.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause this shit. So, you heard what he said there. Now, what do you think what do you think about the irony of him telling corporations to stay out of politics right now?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's funny. He's a crazy guy. He's a moron. Plus I can barely understand. He's talking so fucking slow. This motherfucker needs to go take a nap.
He's too goddamn old. But they're all too old. We talked about that. But
I know.
But the thing is that this just fits his narrative now. He just wants corporations to stay out of politics when they're not siding with him, right? But
Exactly.
He'll sit there and fight for their fucking rights and tax cuts and the free market and all this bullshit nonstop, right? But as soon as Amazon pulls fucking Dr. Seuss books, oh, we better boycott fucking Amazon. But they don't give a fuck. It's just all around like fake wokeness bullshit, virtue signaling from both sides. Because he doesn't give a flying fuck about these corporations, what they do to people, right? He just doesn't like them coming out against their fucking shitty voter suppression tactics that they're trying to pass all over the nation.
Hey, the camera is not. I see the stats and shit right now.
Oh, well, I'll have to fix that. But yeah, what do you think about it? Tell me what you think about the.
Yeah, no, I think he's an idiot. He talked. That's a bunch of it's a bunch of bullshit as usual. Just a bunch of stupid ass bullshit, like you said. Now he doesn't like it when corporations are going against his fucking agenda,
right?
And he's telling corporations to stay out of the fucking politics. It's just like that's not how it's ever worked. They've always been involved in politics, and everybody knows that. So
yeah, for
it's
sure.
dumb to fucking say that on TV. But like, they need to stay out of. Since when?
Right. Right. Well, that's and talk about money and corporations' influence in politics. Amazon and fucking Facebook are the largest lobbyists in all of fucking Washington.
Yeah,
and that's scary. That's terrifying. You know what I mean?
Because politics is he's saying businesses should stay out of politics. Like, but they're the same thing. Coca-Cola is politics because Coca-Cola is worth a shitload of money, and anything that's worth a shitload of money has its hand in politics, or can if they want to, and they always have.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is he talking about?
Right. No, it's bullshit. Which brings us, we're talking about has their hand in politics. That brings us to Amazon. We got some comments coming in. Let's roll through them real quick. Yeah, we want to. There's people saying they want to drink with us. We want to drink with y'all too. How do we do virtual shots? I guess we just do shots. Albert, I have to do shots for you tonight because you could be having a baby. This is Wingstop. It was my hangover food today, and I put Crown Royal in it.
Tell the kind people what you ordered at Wingstop, Jonathan. I want to know.
I got the fucking. Oh, so much food. I'm a fat fuck. I got the 12-piece meal with the large fries and the large soda, just because I need all of that fattening shit.
Did you get some rolls?
Blue cheese. I didn't get any rolls. I got the Cajun dry rub and the mango habanero. So now y'all know.
You just trying to fuck that system up. You trying to fuck that stomach up with that habanero sauce, baby.
Oh yeah, I love it. Let's fuck up this hangover. All right, people also say, Mitch McConnell has been a senator longer than I've been alive. I know. We need fucking retirement in this country. Mandatory retirement. Yeah. Mandatory. And people get pissed off at me, Albert, when I say shit like this. Like, well, you're a fucking ageist fuck. And it's like, okay, well, even if I am, why is that bad? Why? There was an argument I got on Twitter the other day about a police officer, right? Who's 92 years old and just passed his whatever so he can be a police officer when he turns 93. Now, how fucking pissed off would you be if you had a real crime going down and you call the police and they send a 93-year-old to come help deal with your bullshit?
I'm going to recall 911 and say, do it again.
Fucking
Send another motherfucker. This motherfucker is too old.
fucking stupid. All that motherfucker is. Look, no offense to him, but he just needs to be taking naps and shit. He's 93, watching fucking black and white television like my grandpa does. That's what
He
old
needs to go lay his ass down and
Go lay
and
fucking
pass,
down.
And honestly, he just needs to pass away.
Yeah, he needs to pass away. That's fucked up. But no. But I'm just saying they need to have these mandatory age term limit, man, because if you have to have an age limit to join, if you have to be 18 or whatever to join, or 21 or whatever, you should have a mandatory limit on how is too goddamn old.
Sure.
Dianne Feinstein and all them, they're all too fucking old. All of them are too old.
And you know why? You know why they don't fucking? I was thinking about why don't they do that? You know why? Because they're trying to save a buck. If someone wants to work until they're fucking dead, and at the police force, the state's gonna let them, because why? That's just another officer that they could, that they'll have on the team, and they like numbers. They like a lot of police, and if he wants to work until he fucking passes out on the goddamn cop car, then they're gonna let him do it. But just instead of just letting them go early and saying, hey, you can't do it no more, man. You're too fucking old. You're gonna fuck shit up. You're gonna fuck something up.
It's just completely stupid.
If new people come in, they're like, no. You want to keep working till you're dead.
If you send me,
keep doing it, man. Keep doing what you're doing.
If you
and
send,
everyone else gets
yeah.
fucked. We have an old ass man, like you said, show up to try to think.
Right.
He can't fucking think straight. He's an old fuckhead. Who the fucking think straight at 93 years old? So
stupid. So yeah. Anyway, let's hear some more comments coming in about let's see here. They asked if Amazon was bigger than the NRA. Actually, from what I've read, yes. Amazon is the second largest lobbying group in the government right now. Facebook is the first. I don't have any of the statistics on me right now. Let's see what else we got here. But heard that stuff is when intro was playing. We heard Albert say, that stuff is strong. I guess he's talking about the Crown Royal. Yeah, they're all in there too goddamn long. And all right, so back to Amazon. Amazon had its union vote. They're counting it right now. It has not come through yet. But the votes that have been tallied, as of right now, 2/3 of them are against unionizing. So it's not looking good. It's looking like Amazon's going to win their fucking bullshit fight. They propagandized and used a whole shitload of scare tactics and scared all these people out there to thinking that if they vote for unions, that Amazon's going to close this fucking plant down and they're all going to lose their jobs, basically.
I can't believe that's happening. Like, how do you think that? I mean, you think it's just the scare tactics? Like,
no, it is scare tactics, and the deal is what they're doing is technically illegal by the Department of Labor, right? But Amazon has come in and killed all the businesses in that town, so it's a huge threat. Where are they going to work? If Amazon closes, where are they going to go work, right? Because they'd have to build up all these new companies again, because when it came in, it shut all that shit down. It's just like when Walmart or Home Depot comes in, they just shut down all the mom and pop shit.
So, but are you saying that if it was to pass and they had to have a union, you're saying that Amazon wouldn't shut down, right?
Well, the idea that they could threaten to shut down should also be, according to my understanding, is well, of course it's unethical, but it's also illegal. Should be illegal. And the other thing is they could say, well, we have to lay some people off or whatever if you unionize. This is why their argument that, well, we don't need unions, we take care of you, is bullshit. Because, first of all, the national average for a warehouse workers is well above $15 an hour, and that's what Amazon pays, right? So they're going around going, oh, well, we pay everybody $15 an hour and give them health care. We're so great. But that is below the national average for warehouse workers, right? And they know that shit. Dude, they got people that came out and were busted for all their pissing in bottles and shitting in bags things because they didn't even let their drivers have time off to do that. And they tried to clean all that shit up with having fake bots on Twitter. I think we talked about that last week or on one of the shows. We showed the stupid fucking accounts they were making using YouTube stars, remember?
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy, and that's sad, that it's not gonna go in favor of the people. But if what you're saying is true, I guess they're scared of what the consequences that Amazon might put on them,
right?
If they were to actually get unionized, and
it's a huge defeat to the movement, and I do hope that even if they lose this fight, other cities where they have massive warehouses will take this fight up, right? Because I mean, even though Bessemer, Alabama once had a strong tradition of unionizing, dude, that was 50 years ago. Most of those motherfuckers are dead, right? We just grew up in an era of the fucking neoliberal Reaganomics and all this bullshit where we just don't care about workers' rights in that same fashion anymore. So
and part of the reason is because it hasn't. Well, at least I think maybe is because the generations have just gotten. I mean, honestly, I people just need to go on a goddamn fucking strike, a huge strike. People need to stop. People need to stop doing is applying for jobs that are shitty.
Well, they don't have any choice. What they should do is they should have these fucking unions, because the unions will come in and fight for things like decency and dignity in the workplace, right? Because you're stronger in a union than you are by yourself ever, and we just don't have a history and foundation of that in America for the last 50 years, and so our generation, dude, millennials, right, and Gen Xers, they just don't fucking know anything about that. Even boomers let that shit die, so they don't even know anything about that, right? But it's the kind of shit like unions that made strong middle working classes in the 1950s. So,
I mean, to me, the only thing that's ever going to make shit change is if there is a massive strike. I mean, look what happened. There was a chance to unionize, and they can't. It's not going to fucking probably happen.
Yep.
And so it's too much of a hassle. And then when they try to unionize, they're going to fucking do illegal shit. Like you said, they're going to do all this bullshit where they're going to try to scare the employees of voting yay. But I mean, I think the generations to come are just going to have to just educate the next generations and to be like, hey, figure out another way to make money. However it is, there's so much content on the internet that teaches people, and people are doing it on going into business for themselves, whether it's reselling shit or on the internet, whatever it may be. People have got to stop having the excuse, well, I have to go to work. People, until that changes, you're going to get fucked.
Yeah. Speaking of content on the internet, I got a good video. This went viral recently. I'm going to play it for you. It's a short clip. This was, did you hear about this, Albert? It was Charles Barkley this was during the tournament, what tournament? Like some college basketball tournament, I believe. March Madness, Final Four, I believe, right? And he was talking about the conflicts between like white nationalist groups and blacks and this kind of race conflict that's started to blow up a lot over the last 5 years, largely because we had a president who was a racist piece of shit, and he really encouraged his supporters. But anyway, this is Charles Barkley's kind of thoughts, and it blew up all over Twitter. I was seeing it, and I wanted to play it for you. Let me turn on the.
I've seen it, but it's really good.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do that. And you should be able to hear now. All right. I'm gonna play it again.
Shared that news and how painful it was.
Yeah, but the one thing I took out of that piece was, man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are awesome people, but we're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We're all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
everything, so we
Shit. All right. What do you think about that, man? I think that's. I love Charles Barkley for one. I just want to go ahead and set it out there. He's one of my favorite like sports pundits or whatever hosts that's out there. And I've actually met him. He actually gave me this is no bullshit, Albert. I won a dance competition once, and it was at an NBA All-Star game, and he won, and he gave me a fucking trophy or whatever.
You were in a dance competition? You used to dance for competitions?
No, I didn't. So I joined it as a joke and went out there and danced just like a silly dumbass, and the audience went nuts and loved it, and I won.
Wait, hold on.
And I beat all these people who like seriously tried, which was
where was this at again? Was it at a?
This was in Houston. So there was an all-star game in Houston when I was in high school. So this was like 2005, I think, 2006.
And you did this inside the court? The court?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, the dance competition thing was actually at the convention center here because they had.
Okay.
That's like right across the street from the whatever Toyota Center or whatever the fuck the basketball thing is, right?
How old were you?
Like 17.
Bro, that's fucking hilarious.
And I just thought it would be funny to like go join this competition. And they were all really good, like break dancers and shit. And I just got out there and danced like a dumbass, and then I won.
That's fucking funny as fuck. And you fucking won it. That's fucking crazy.
But so I actually met him. But anyway, let's talk about what he said because I think it's. Yeah, what were you saying?
Well, I was just gonna say that I saw that clip and I fucking loved the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Someone that's a very popular figure in culture, Charles Barkley, said some really outside the box, intelligent, smart, like thinker attitude kind of statement. Right. And
I felt like what he was saying was just kind of common sense, actually. But it's weird that that's profound.
It is. Well, it's profound to hear people in pop culture say profound shit like that. I think what it reminded me of a little bit was when you watch old clips of Muhammad Ali talk, and the way Muhammad Ali would talk in press conferences. That motherfucker was woke when the shit wasn't even. No one even knew what the fuck woke was like.
Well, what I really liked about it. I agree with pretty much everything that he's saying there. But what I really like about it is he mentioned the economic divides in this country. And that's something I don't think you really hear a lot about. People will talk about the race divides, right? Right. But then he goes in and says that there's this fight stirred up between rich and poor people. And that's definitely true. It's something we talk about a lot on this show. And it's something we're going to get into in our episode that we're going to film today about the border crisis, or so, quote, border crisis. But this is all about how, they don't want immigrants coming over here because they're thinking it's going to hurt the economy, right? So they're saying they value the money, the economy or whatever, over the lives of poor brown people, right? And that's the way it always is, right? And it's just bullshit. It's like, oh, well, you can't tax corporations because they'll have to lay off a couple of workers. So you'd rather, never let rich people pay their real fair share because and they're just doing it because they know they're fucking exploiting the bottom end. You know what I mean? And the bottom end is the 80% of our population.
And basically what Charles Barkley's what he's fucking saying is, like what you just said, like the government and these states, they won't change anything. And so everyone's still, battling each other, and everyone's still pissed off all the fucking time. Right. And they won't fix something. They won't raise minimum wage. They won't put limitations on people that, landlord. They won't do fucking anything. And they let the rich keep fucking everybody in the ass. And all it does is cause chaos, which is what he's saying. And it's like an ongoing battle within the people. And while all that bullshit's going on, while, Sally and Richard are trying to pay their rent, right, and put food on the table because they don't make any fucking money, they don't have time to worry about the government and being fucked. And that's what Charles Barkley's talking about. He's saying that they keep everyone fucking stressed the fuck out so they can go and do all the crazy shit that they're doing.
Well,
and no one has time. If I go to my dad and try to talk to him about some shit that's going on in the world, what's my dad gonna say? What a lot of dads are gonna say? Well, I don't fucking know. I don't. He doesn't have time to think about it. He's got to fucking go to his stupid job every day and pay his fucking bills because everyone's too fucking occupied with their horse shit.
Yep.
And the government doesn't want to change shit because they want to keep it that way. They want everyone fucking stressed the fuck out.
Well,
so they can keep fucking us.
Well, well, one thing they don't want us to do is to talk about wealth divide in this country, right?
Yeah.
They want it to seem like everybody has this opportunity to become the 1%, when that's just not reality. But that is a part of like the myth that we live in. That we could, if you just pull your bootstraps up, you could be the next Jeff fucking Bezos. You know what I mean? So it's horseshit.
It is horseshit.
So we had some comments coming in. They were talking about your unemployment. The
camera's still. I'm just letting you know. I can see the stats right now.
It's because I have to enable share screen to let you see and hear the video, and then I just turned it off. But I can't just. I have to switch it back and forth. I don't know any other way to do it. So John wrote, more people live at home than any time since the 1930s. And what he's saying is live at home with their parents. And that's true, and that's because rent is too fucking goddamn high. People are saying we need to give people, who is it? Frank says we need to hire people here first before we welcome them in. Well, actually, what we need to do is probably make shit in this country so we have jobs to give people. And then the other thing is we shouldn't just be not letting people in because we're a country fucking founded of immigrants. And we're going to go into that way more in our episode today. And we're going to talk about actual immigration policy, when it started, and its racist roots from the fucking very beginning. Because if you think about it, Albert, and like we're going to go into today, everyone that came over here to steal land from fucking indigenous people. There was no immigration policy. We just came over here and stole their fucking shit.
Yeah, man. I think the thing is not to worry about. People need to stop fucking worrying about people coming over here and taking these fucking jobs. Let me tell you why. Because if they come over here and take fucking jobs, first off, the jobs are going to be shitty as fuck.
Yeah.
So people always, with the job, what job are you talking about? It's a job, I promise you, you don't want to even fucking look at, much less work at.
Yeah.
So every time people keep talking about jobs, you're
Right.
talking about the worst, hardest jobs you can think of.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who gives a?
Well, we've talked.
So who gives a shit?
We've talked about like the migrant pay and how it's below pay minimum wage, which is fucking shit. $7.25 an hour. So they're paying these people below that to do hard work, like picking fruit and shit that no fucking person wants to go do, let alone for nothing like that kind of pay. You know what I mean?
You're in the fucking. Stop. Who gives a fuck about jobs? You're not talking about quality jobs.
Yeah, and
gives
that's the thing. And that's the other thing is that just a lot of this shit, raising minimum wage, right, would give people a lot more dignity. And then, even though the jobs would still be shitty, Albert, people would be less inclined to hate their lives, though. Right?
100%.
So even if you're working at fucking McDonald's, you're making enough money to where you're not always in fucking constant poverty. So you hate your job a little bit less. You know what I mean? You hate your life a little bit less. They also find this is the reason why universal shit like this is really successful. When you give people like healthcare, right? They found that we're talking about people need to retire earlier in the show, right? They found that people don't retire because they're worried about their health care when they retire. Because if you retire before 65, right, you don't get Medicare, right? So there's a gap. So people are literally staying employed just to keep on their fucking health care, even though that they're old, they don't want to work anymore, they're done. You know what I mean? They've worked their whole life.
And this is that chaotic life that people are living here that stresses you out to the max. And it's why what Charles Barkley said was so significant because, it basically what he said to me sums up most of the issues we're having in this country. Like,
right.
we can't no one's allowed to really think about what's really going on because we're too busy worried about like you just said, paying, working at a job we hate so we can go get our fucking medicine. I mean, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. All right, we got 2 more topics for you guys. Let's see if we have some comments coming in. Most of it is just bullshit about your unemployment, but Albert is still there. But the joke's on them because you're still getting that unemployment check, right? That's still rolling in.
Yeah, it's a little bit less now.
Yeah, it's $300, I think, a week now, right? Is the plus up?
Yeah, and Marissa's is even less than mine. We don't know why.
But
yeah.
And we've had millions of discussions about that shit. I think UBI should be a thing, and I think everybody should get it.
I agree with you.
The next topic we were talking about. So Deb, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Holland. She was the appointee by Biden as the Interior Secretary. And she is like the first, I believe, indigenous person to have that position in the government. And one of the first things that she's done is she has developed a new unit within the Bureau of Indian Affairs that is going to go out and address murders for missing, it's going to establish a case, a system to look at missing people reports, murders, and all these unsolved crimes within Native American communities. So this blew my mind when I was reading into this story because I didn't realize they didn't have any of this shit. So it's, the country's been around for fucking, 300 years, plus years, and we didn't have any kind of fucking system to help Native Americans that went missing, murdered, killed. They didn't get the same basic kind of treatment in their communities that we do with like police and stuff. So what do you think about all that?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it's just awful that they America just turned their back to the original owners of this land. The ones that they didn't, you would think, well, we killed your whole culture, basically, literally. I mean, the ones that are left, and now we could at least do something, throw you a bone. They don't do shit. I mean, and so, I mean, I'm glad that's happening now. I mean,
well, John says that they're living off the grid, but that's not really, I get I guess he's talking about the reservations and how they're trying to live in their own communities, right? But this is just a thing where we destabilize their fucking world, their society, and we do owe them several things. One's they need fucking. They should have gotten 40 acres and a mule and all that shit that they promised. You know what I mean? Like freed slaves, essentially, right? Because they got fucked. But you could at least develop a damn department that can look into when they go missing and get murdered. And there was a lot of racism against indigenous people in this country as well, man. Especially back in like the 50s and 60s and earlier on,
Yeah, and they have not been doing. I know a lot of them now, from what I understand. Alcohol. There's a lot of alcoholism in those communities now, and so you can only imagine the mental health state.
Well, that is tied to depression, and they find that pretty consistent across the board, right? That alcoholism is typically tied to poverty and depression. So yeah, they need. Like I said, we definitely don't take care of them at all, and it's unfortunate. Last topic of the day, guys, before we go, is some breaking news. It's another week in America, and guess what, Albert? As of today, we got another mass shooting as of about 5 hours ago. So this was in Texas, Bryan, Texas. A suspect has been pulled into custody after 5 people were injured, including a police officer. 1 person was killed on the scene. It says the employee is I'm sorry, the suspect is believed to be an employee of Kent Moore Cabinets. And I don't know too much more about it, man, but it's just another way. It's like we're getting back, we're back to normal, Albert. How does it feel?
Feels great. I was actually, I was in Walmart today, and, you know, every time I hear a loud noise or something weird, you know, I always think, is this it? It's about to go down? Am I about to start running from my life?
And it's crazy because you know people are on edge, you know?
Yeah.
People are on fucking edge, and, you know, when you have a fuckhead going around telling people that the election was stolen and you can't trust anything or whatever, you know what I mean? And then they listen to idiots on fucking 4chan tell them that God knows what kind of conspiracies, you know? And then there's fucking TikTok, which I've told you about, just nonstop. That's just the worst goddamn shit for kids to be watching. Just lies and bullshit, you know? And
Yeah.
it's fucked up, man. And
I want to ask you, I don't know if you've ever talked about this. Maybe we have, and I don't remember. I know it's a sensitive topic, but how do you feel about, you know, gun laws, you know, them banning certain guns?
Well, you know, I have a gun. You've been around me enough to know that I have it on me quite often.
Well,
I'm sure you've seen that. And I have fucking...
But you have a pistol. You don't have a fucking machine gun.
No. But I have a shotgun. I have a pistol. I have a rifle. I hunt. I'm actually... I think as a Marxist, I do believe that people have the right to have guns, not because of some Second Amendment, but I just think that you should have fucking guns. And I get into this kind of debate with a lot of liberals over it, but I do think that there needs to be background checks. I do think there needs to be, I think that it shouldn't be easier to get a driver license, right? It shouldn't be easier to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license. That's fucking stupid. When you go to the DMV, you got to take a test, right, to show that you know about cars. You got to take a test to show that you know how to drive, right? You got to take eyesight tests to show that you are physically capable as well, right? But when you have a gun, all they do is go, well, let's just check with the FBI if this motherfucker has murdered somebody before, basically, or been to prison.
Yeah.
And that's not enough. They should be seeing, do you know how to operate a gun, right? There should be some form of actual physical test that you have to do there. And you should be quizzed about gun safety. You know what I mean? There's a lot more things that they need to be doing before they just give any motherfucker that wants a gun out there a gun. And you'll find that, like that guy who killed those people at that grocery store last week or the week before, he had just gotten his fucking gun. You know, and it was some kind of like AR-15 pistol. Do I think there should be bans on type of weapons? Is that what you were asking?
You know, like heavy machine guns and shit like that.
Well, you can't really buy a machine gun. I think you're talking about like an AR-15, right? Which is like essentially like an assault rifle, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I don't think that there should be bans on them. I just think that it shouldn't be easy as fuck to get them. And I find that a lot of people who get into guns go way fucking overboard, right? And I know this country has a lot of goddamn guns, but there's actually a very few amount of people who have tons of guns, and I know a lot of them. So,
yeah, no, I don't think I feel like I personally feel like I've shot guns before. I think people that live with, you know, their families or even by themselves, doesn't matter, you know, should have guns if they want to have guns to protect themselves. Yeah. Of course, people go hunting. Do I think the world would explode if certain guns were banned? No.
Yeah,
I think it would be just fine. I think people that love guns would still survive if certain guns were banned.
And I hate the argument that they're not useful too, because so just, you know, if we're gonna close on this gun topic, and thanks, I see y'all's comments coming in. There is a lot of alcoholism on the show. You're right. It's called booze and news, for fuck's sake. But what I was going to say was, I think, I grew up on a farm, man. My family has a ranch. We have a infestation problem right now of fucking hogs on our property. And we haven't had that in a long time. And it is a real issue because they breed like crazy, right? They're an invasive species. Right. They're not indigenous. And they have no fucking predators. There's not, like, even black bears and shit in Texas and mountain lions, they don't go fuck with them. There's nothing that fucks with them. So you have to kill them. Well, how do you kill these motherfuckers? With a shotgun and an old musket? No. You use fucking, like, contemporary weapons. Like, we hunt them with assault rifles,
Yeah. Yeah.
And
they are a threat to farms and shit. I do know about that.
And people will go, well, that's only a small percentage of the argument. But I think that you still have to take that into account. I mean, hell, when I was a kid, it is interesting because there are a lot of mentally ill people out there who will turn this into they're gonna be fucking domestic terrorists. They're gonna fucking kill people, right? But I remember, Albert, my grandfather had a license when we were children for dynamite. We used to have dynamite laying around. Isn't that crazy?
Damn.
Because you used to be able to get that for like for reasons that you would need it for. Like, so we had all this like limestone, right? And so to excavate it on your land, you would take the dynamite and put it in there and then blow it up, right? It's super fucking dangerous. But they made that illegal to where you can't get that anymore. Now, if you want that blown up, you have to go to the state and they have to like send somebody out or whatever to do it,
Right.
And so with that though, my point is that I think that's actually probably fine legislation because, well, if dynamite could be used horribly to kill a lot of people, and we know there's a lot of lunatics out there, so they shouldn't have it. As long as the state will still come out, right, and use it for you, right? Then it still has its practical uses, right?
What they need to do, and what the government's not going to do because they don't give a fuck about us. They're probably going to end up putting a ban on certain guns. I don't know. I mean, the government's gonna, if they ever do anything, it's usually that they're gonna take something from the people first, then they are going to, before they ever just spend money on us to fix the issue, because they could easily make it illegal for huge businesses like Walmart, Target, malls, whatever it may be. They could force them to spend money on high security for these businesses.
Right.
These businesses make God amounts of money.
Right.
They could afford to pay whatever type of team or whatever needs to be there to secure the store. They could easily make that the law, but they don't.
Right.
They don't make Walmart or Target spend extra money. What they're going to do is, nope, we're just going to take your guns and that's going to be it. And
right. And I think that is bullshit. I think that because we're looking at a society that is sick, right? And I think that people are so fucked up that even if you take away their weapons like AR-15s, right?
Right.
Well, what's next? Because they're just gonna go kill people with pistols. You know what I mean?
Those people,
and so they'll go, well, you can kill less people, and that's good. That is a good, right? But they're still going to go kill people. And so, yes, I think that they should require Walmart and all these places to have armed security that have more thorough background checks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's all they would have to do. And if there's a motherfucker in there that's trying to shoot up, he's going to know when he goes there, he's going to be met with a small army of swatted up motherfuckers that are going to take your ass down. But as of this moment, if I go to Walmart, there's going to be 100+ people walking around in one fucking place. Guess what? Ain't no fucking security whatsoever. That's fucking crazy.
Well, isn't it crazy that Walmart... So when I first moved back to Texas, dude, I had to go to a Walmart. Because, people go, why do you go to Walmart? Because all the other businesses died. Walmart moved in and killed everything. When you let Walmart move into your town, it kills everything. Same with Amazon and shit, right? There used to be mom and pop grocery stores, There's still one in Alvin Stanton's, but Walmart's pretty much killed it. You know what I mean? And anyway, as soon as I got into that Walmart, dude, there was a family of fat fucks walking around Walmart with their fucking AR-15s. They all had one on their back, and it was like you need your rifle to go to the grocery store. They think, you know what I mean? And that's fucked up because I don't trust those people whatsoever. I would rather trust somebody hired by the company who had to go through background checks than a bunch of people who think it's socially acceptable to wear Crocs in public.
So what's gonna happen is, instead of being in a Walmart and there's a mass shooter going crazy shooting people and having a SWAT team that's already there paid by Walmart to protect people, instead you're gonna get protected by a family of rednecks in Crocs with machine guns shooting and those are gonna be our heroes, bro. We're gonna have those guys become our heroes before an actual cop or security guard in these places.
And I definitely see. And that's like the dumbass libertarian Republican argument. It's like, well, if we all had guns, we could just protect each other. And it's like, no. If we all then all we have is fucking a bunch of crazy rednecks with mullets going around Walmart shooting at each other. You know what I mean? So
well, there's gonna be one guy shooting, and there's gonna be a family just shooting up the whole fucking store. Like, hey, the guy's over there. Oh, okay, my bad. Oh shit.
It's crazy. Well, thanks guys for tuning in to Booze and News. Albert and I have a long fucking episode we got to film. We will be back next Thursday with the Happy Half Hour on 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If Albert does get a job, they want to know if we'll do a special episode. Maybe. Maybe we will. Yeah, maybe. And then, what else we got going on, Albert? Follow us on TikTok. Tell us what else we got going on. We should be unbanned from Instagram Sunday, hopefully.
Follow us on Instagram. Even though, we can't do shit on there right now. Go to our TikTok. Follow us on TikTok, Booze and News. Go to the Twitter, Booze and News. Facebook, Booze and News.
Yep.
Follow it all. Tell your friends and people about us and that follow us too. Look, if we get enough people following us, if we get some more fans, we'll start making some merchandise.
Hell yeah. We'll start trying to get Crown Royal to sponsor me so I don't have to spend so much money on Crown every week. And, there you go. Bingo, bango. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see y'all next time. And cheers.
Cheers.